Okay, there. Now I want to make sure it's recording. All right, everybody, happy Wednesday. I just want to take tonight to go over some systems. While that doesn't sound super maybe entertaining or inspiring, it is the other one. It is informational. And sometimes I think in this business we're really information rich. But that doesn't really do us a lot of good if we don't do anything with it. Kind of like reading a PD book and not putting the things you're learning about yourself and your growth into practice. So the same thing would go with like in collecting information. And so a great resource you guys have at your fingertips is the Team Google Drive. And I'm going to show you kind of how it's organized and what is there for you. And then where you can find these recorded calls and things in the future in case you need to go back and reference them. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so right in the team page, I always try to update any dates and information in what's called the pin post. And so that is the post that's at the top of the page. And that is where I have the link to the Google Drive. And this is something that I've just been adding to. And go ahead and click on that. And I have basically shared my drive with you in a folder called Team Game Changers. And what I did was take everything that I had and I organized it into about 8 different folders. And then within each folder, there's kind of like subfolders. I did this just so it makes a little bit more sense to find stuff. And then you can always, if you know what you're looking for, you can always search it in the drive. Like if you know the name of the challenge group, and it'll pop up that way. And so the first one is where you find all of any calls I've done, like the slides where I've provided the actual information. And these are things that when you click on them, you can save them to your drive. So you won't be able to edit any of these things. But if you click on it, and let's say this first one, when it pops up for you, this is mine, so I can't add it to my drive because it's already there. If you have a Google Drive, it'll give you the option to add it to your drive, and then you can take it and make it and do whatever you want by making a copy. So when you make a copy of it, it's just going to make a duplicate, and then that is the one you'll be able to change. So that's kind of cool. I just put Super Saturday in here because the more Super Saturdays we'll hold, the more information there will be. If you want to, any information from this summit I put in here. For example, Darren Hardy gave us his whole compound effect presentation. I subscribed to it, I got it, and then I saved it here in the Google Drive, along with the summit guide that I gave to everyone that went to summit. So if you have coaches next year that are going to summit and you want to reproduce this for them, everything is there for you. Now this next folder is scripts, and this is any script any coach has ever sent me, given me, and it used to just be this like big mess of documents. And so between my assistant and I, and actually she spent a lot of time doing it, I paid her to do it, and I didn't like the way she did it, so then I redid it. Because it just didn't make sense for my brain. So if this doesn't make sense for you, you can always just take it and copy it to your own Google Drive. So there's a whole file on just scripts for objections, scripts for inviting, scripts to start conversations. A lot of those come from Josh Coates. Scripts just on how to invite people to the coaching opportunity. Challenge pack scripts. And then anything that I haven't found a place for and I'm not done yet is just kind of hanging out, not in a folder. For example, this one file is all just scripts from the Bombshell Dynasty, one of the top 10 teams. So someone on our upper team upline got a hold of their scripts somehow, and I got them, and so I just threw them in the drive. So these are all things that you can copy and paste, you can tweak it to sound like you, and you're not having to reinvent the wheel all the time. When you get to the point you're ready to hold your own coach trainings, any training I have ever done or I have been a part of or has been given to me is in here, and then I organized them by social media, coach bootcamp, CEO challenge. I see now I can make a folder for just vital behavior challenges, just team cup challenges. Like I said, I was finishing this up the end of the summer, but I didn't quite get it done. So that the more that you advance in the business and you have your own team and team page, even if this is months to years down the road, this is a resource that some of it's been shared with me, some of it have been created, and I'm sharing it all with you. So you don't have to do it all on your own. This next one is Coach Opportunity. It just dives more into like there's presentations, there's all the different events that we've run with Kristen and Team Fierce. Each of the different ones had a different script with different graphics. They are all in here. So when you're ready to run an event on your own, you don't always need to wait for me or an upline to do it. You can come in here and tweak things to sound like you. But my favorite folder is the groups folder. And this one is kind of like my baby because a lot of this stuff actually was created either by me or someone on our team Game Changers, and I have really tried to organize this one the most because this is what's going to save you the most time. So any Shakeology challenge, and I know just Jen and I, between the two of us, we run lots of different ones for different themes. I think Halloween, we did Christmas, we did Valentine's Day. They're all in here. And any other Shakeology recipe I've saved, like I said, the different scripts, just the plain old 7-day one. And if you go inside there, a lot of times then here's all the graphics for it, so you could just download them. And in a lot of the folders, there's even folders that take it like a step further. But this is where you'll find all the meal plans, and then the meal plans are organized by like program. So Shift Shop, Clean Eating, 21-day fix, and then I need to make one for Core de Force because that had a separate meal plan as well. So that'll be really easy for like this next group. We have some Shift Shop people, we have some 21-day fix. We can just easily post the PDF from here. I will still say I'm still working with, I can't even remember her name, my virtual assistant. Wow. Carrie, sorry. To get these numbered, like they're all different. They've all been renamed, like whatever the name of the challenge is. So some of the meal plans are like the same, but there's like 5 copies of them because they were used for different groups. I want to get them in here just as like meal plan number 1 through 15. And then there's these ones that don't really look like the rest. I would like to get them so that like all of our meal plans are always looking like the ones that like Stacy and Jen made. Because I think they're the most user-friendly, and I've gotten feedback from people saying, oh, I really like the way that meal plan was done as opposed to having like the meal plan and the container breakdown, having it all in one. So I'm working with her to she's going to redo those and then just have them numbered so that we don't have to rename them like Fit for Fall Week 1, Fit for Fall Week 2. It'll just be, let's say your September group, you use meal plans 1 through 3. And then we always have some carryover people. Then your October group, you use meal plans 4 through 6, and your November group, you use 7 through 9, so that people are getting, we have 15 different meal plans, but I think a lot of times we're just using the same ones. So that is on the horizon, as is the clean eating ones. I don't have any in here because I have my whole file I'm organizing on my desktop, but it's just a mess because we used to do 5-day groups, and then a grocery list was separate. And then we started doing them so it was 5-day with the grocery list. And then, what do we do from there? We went to 4-day groups. And so I would like to get them organized where we're just getting rid of the ones that have separate pieces because it's one more thing to post, one more thing for people not to be able to find. and then having like, okay, these are the meal plans that are already written for 5-day groups. These are the meal plans that are already written for 4-day groups. So meal plans are a work in progress, but even if you were to take one that isn't completely done yet to fit your group, it would take very little tweaking to make it work. Graphics for groups, I would have just deleted them actually, because you can just Google so many graphics. But if you're looking for a certain graphic that you know you've seen us use for one of a daily challenge, it's probably in here, because she organized them all by workout, motivational, or 21-day fix. So if you're searching for something, you can't find it, it could very well be in there. And then free groups. I have done like a lot of niche groups, and I have been saving everything. So if you are struggling to find a free group that you personally want to run, I have everything in here, from the back to school one I just did to a faith group, Easter candy, busy moms, freezer meals, even like free groups from another coach. So I'll take like a more recent one, because like the longer I've been doing this, the better I think they've gotten. So like the back to school one, it has the guide, and then these are the groups I started posting on the plan, like in the files, like I normally would. But then if you open up the folder is where I made all the graphics so that they look the same. None of them are, I mean, technically some of the graphics we use, we shouldn't because they're copyrighted or whatever, but these were all graphics that I made, and then they have all the recipes on them because people are more willing to use that than actually open a file. And then so this took me probably, well, there was quite a few recipes for this one, so it did take a little longer, but probably like a couple of hours. And I had all of these graphics, including like the ones for different posts. Like here's the water one. So I took things, just copied and pasted from another graphic, but I made it to look like all of the other graphics in the group. So that is kind of what I've been trying to do with my free groups since this spring. So like the mason jar one would be like that, the tinfoil one, and this back to school one for sure. Like this meal prep group, I have never done it, but there's a whole meal prep group if you wanted to share with people how to meal prep. Some are incomplete, some are complete, but having like a skeleton to go off is going to save you a lot more time than just recreating every time. So this is like a jackpot. And clean eating groups, for over a year now, I have saved every different name and theme of clean eating group. So again, the only thing that would need to be done if you want to run your own clean eating group is just to take the group and decide, are you going to make it a 4-day or a 5-day, and just switch those last couple posts around. And I started trying to label them either 4-day or 5-day, so you know right off the bat, but there's every theme and every season you could imagine right there. Same with challenge group. We offer something on our team that a lot of teams don't do, and I think that's what keeps us getting reoccurring challengers. A lot of coaches just use the My Challenge Tracker app. They use the, multi-program posts, and you can push from the app all those posts right to My Challenge Tracker app, so nothing's personalized, and what they do is set that up the same every month. And I've actually had 2 people in the last month switch to me because I said that's what their coach was doing, and it was so unmotivating and really uninteresting. So by us offering, I know it takes us a long time to come up with these guides, but now that we have them, we can start recycling them. And I know just from I don't know what Shannon's done yet because I haven't looked at it yet, but when I made the pre-posts, I think our last group went really well with having the accountability partners and the way we had those posts set up beforehand. So I copied and pasted, I switched a few things. For example, I know I had a couple people who their person never ever checked in, even though I checked in with them. They said they were doing the group and then they never did, rather than having an accountability partner, more so having a team, 3 or 4 people to be accountable to, so that everyone That way we're like not guaranteeing, because nothing's ever guaranteed, but a better chance of people having someone to check in on, if that makes sense. But all challenge groups, posting guide, sometimes the graphics are in here. And then anything that has like the double star by it is like, must look at this. And so this is newer things that I have been using that have been working. So if you're like running a group for the first time, how to plan for a group. This is what I send all my people getting started on BOD. I found this PDF about like getting people like to commit. The non-scale victory tracker. When we did those different graphics, it all looked the same with the daily challenges. And then I also have Val's script for the sneak peek. I did that again for this Fit for Fall group, and I was able to fill like close to 30 spots now. They're not all new people. In fact, very few as of right now are new. I have like 7 I'm waiting, hope they commit, but I need to follow up with them yet. But all it is 7 posts, and all I did was copy and paste 1 post every day, and then I just tagged people as they were committing to a program in their Shakeology. So it got a lot of people who were either inactive coaches to become active, or people who had dropped off their HD Shakeology to reorder. So that's kind of why I put the double star by that. We did that 4-day refocus group, and so in that one I have like, they came from Anna and Annie. I saved all theirs, but then I also put in the one we did. So that is, this group file to me is kind of like where the money is. And then if the next one, I just kind of like, I didn't know what to call it, but just like business. It's like any recognition. Like if I saved all the graphics so that you don't have to recreate them. You can just download them, save them to your phone, and put in your own person's picture and name or whatever. If you need business activity trackers or power hour timing sheets, they're all in there. Any kind of neat ones I've seen, I've tried to save. Lists of personal development. What you would send a new coach. How you track your goals. If you're interested on finding out what gem you are. Any team game changer graphic. I need to put our one from Carolyn in there. A lot of you, if you're hitting Success Club 5, you're getting free customers who are enrolling with the BOD 14-day. And then if you're hitting Success Club 10, that next month you're getting free leads. So in here I have the email and the video I send my free leads. Obviously you would want to write it as you are you. That, and then like any daily checklist, which are kind of like power hour, but there's just so many different ones, and different ones work for different people. Yeah, so that is the Google Drive, and you can save any of these things to your drive. You just won't be able to edit them. If you want to edit them, all you have to do is make a copy. I'm not really uploading any new things to the files of the group in Facebook, but there are old things that are there. But I think everything that is here is probably in the drive. So that is Google Drive. Whoa. My computer is like so slow. I don't know if it's the internet or something's wrong with my computer. Okay. Does anyone have any questions on Google Drive or how to use it or what's there? Or something you'd maybe like to see there? Oh, and then I just would ask, like, anytime you create something new, like if you create a new free group or whatever, just to go into that same folder, label it whatever you called your group, and save your stuff in there too, so that someone else on the team could benefit from the work that you did. it's kind of like when I was teaching, and there'd be certain teachers who would like never share lesson plans or never share ideas. And in my opinion, like we're just better if we share everything we know and everything we've created. So that was kind of that. It just came to my attention these last couple of weeks that people either they didn't really know it was there, like new coaches didn't know it was there, or people didn't really know how to use it. And I know it's changed a lot in the last couple of months since I started working with Carrie. So. Okay, that's kind of what I had tonight. Questions, comments? Kind of wanted to try to get on Val's call too at 9. And I thought go ahead.
I was just going to say it's good to go over it again because I haven't been in there in a while, and I know things have kind of been reformatted, so it's good to know.
I know it was I felt like silly, like, oh, we're having a call on Google Drive, but gosh, if I was like a new coach or I was a coach and I didn't know that was there, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this all on my own when it's here. And I think when the meal plan portion gets done, like if I just had a day to sit and do it, I could do it, but like I just don't have a day, and even if I did, I'd have way too many distractions. So I'm excited for her to get that done, because like the meal plans too, like some of them I go to open them, I'm like, I just opened this one because it's just been like,
well, and I think some of them are multiple in there for a while, because we copied them somehow and they ended up like 2 or 3 copies of the same thing. And I know that I tried to delete a couple of those so that there weren't multiples in there, but I don't know if I got them all.
Yeah. And the other thing, like with the clean eating ones, like sometimes I'll copy and paste like a recipe from this one, a recipe from this one. They just like seem so like close together because there's always those like favorite meals, but I think just calling them a number would like clear it up for people too. Because people have asked me like, oh, it's week 2, but you have the week 1 meal plan.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Just use.
I know. They don't understand our lingo.
I'm excited for that. And I really like that one that Stacey found. So I just need her to do it. And then I think if we save the PDF version because PDF is what we have to upload, but also the regular one because you can't make changes to a PDF.
Right.
So, yeah. So hopefully that helps people and makes things easier. I think especially like the free group section will be nice. I've only done a few of those, but as we start piling them up, like I've done a planks group. I did a Halloween group. I just don't know where the stuff is. Like, I don't know if it's on my old computer or what. So now anytime I create something, I don't even use another program. I just go in to create a new document. And that way I'm sure that it gets there.
Right.
Because then from there you can download it to Word if you need to. And I don't know if people knew that either. Because it doesn't always work to copy and paste into Docs. But you can. Right.
Well, I had trouble with that too until I figured that out. It doesn't pay to start somewhere else.
Right. Hey, Miss Sarah.
You gonna say hi? Okay.
Well, yeah, and if people have suggestions for team calls, I'm just kind of a little bit out of ideas. Not really sure who to ask to trade with, but summer was hard. So and now I don't know if this time is good either, but depending on what Val's topic is, I like the option of maybe to do that too. For first she was going to do every week, and then it seemed like she was doing every other week, so now I need to talk to her. So
yeah, it would be nice to get in on both of them.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I want to hear about the hashtag, so.
Yeah.